It has the world's biggest military and a civil law enforcement operation which tops other countries. Now China is setting up an agency to oversee both, and the country's responses to threats, external and domestic. A National Security Committee was one of the big announcements following China's governing Communist Party's third plenum meeting. But why, and why now? Partly, it's likely to be responsible for handling foreign security issues. They have the potential to grow as the United States pivots its foreign policy priorities towards Asia. Maritime disputes with neighbouring countries over islands in the South China Sea are growing too, as is the perceived threat from cyber attacks. But the agency is also a response to growing internal unrest. There have been riots recently by ethnic minority groups in Xinjiang and in the Tibetan Autonomous Region. And earlier this month, there was an attack in the heart of Beijing by ethnic Uyghurs, which killed 5, and the government described as a terrorist attack. A growing number of disgruntled individuals with personal gripes against the state are also mounting attacks.
I think it's about both domestic and international threats, but then at the same time, it allows the senior leadership of the CCP to increase the strength of its grip on power. And this is a move that previous leaders have tried to make. So Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao tried to institute a similar body, but were rebuffed. They weren't able to push it through because of resistance from the defense establishment.
More than anything then, a central National Security Committee is a sign President Xi Jinping is strengthening his political power. Other announcements following the big plenary meeting, reform of the one-child policy and the abolition of forced labour camps, gave the impression of the Chinese state relaxing its grip. The announcement, though, of a new National Security Committee is the opposite. Social reform maybe, but when it comes to any threats to its position, China's leadership wants to be clear. They will not be tolerated. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, Beijing.